For today's Cyber CEO episode,
I've just got this incredible team that without them, we could never do what we do. It allows us to work on our business as opposed to having to work in our business. And that moves the needle. It has just been a glorious run ever since. Completely changed our world. Cyberbacker will allow you to work on your business instead of just working in your business. If you can focus on that 20%, on the things that move the needle, and then take that other 80%, which is a lot of repetitive tasks. And when you figure out that it's so easy to hire someone to do those things for you at such an incredibly economical cost, it changes your life. So if you're a business owner and you're interested in increasing the quality of your life, increasing the quality of your career, increasing your profitability, reach out to Cyberbacker and let them get you to the right people who can help you with that.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Mike, how are you doing today?
I am absolutely awesome, Jello. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking. And of course, for being on the show. I know you're very busy. Really appreciate you being here. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners, just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you tell us something about yourself and your business, Mike?
Absolutely. So I am, my name is Mike Davis. I am the director of operations for a medium-sized real estate team, also the operating partner of the Cyberbacker Ohio Franchise, among other things. We dabble here and there in real estate investing and so forth.
Gosh, can only imagine how crazy your calendar must be every day. Maybe a lot of things going on every day for you.
There is, but thank goodness I've got a team that handles that for me.
Yeah, of course, of course. Now, how long have you been in the business, by the way? Let's say real estate, I mean.
So I was a professional brewer by trade and came into the business during COVID. My partner, Kelly, was she had switched to Keller Williams and her business was just exploding. And it just became apparent that she needed help. And so I jumped in and started handling the back end. And I have a background in sales management, so wasn't too much of a stretch.
There we go. So really a lot of growth then since you started in the business. So how about working with someone virtual, just like what you're doing with your Cyberbacker? Is this a first for you?
It was really an interesting thing that happened. We didn't know how quickly it was going to explode, and people on our management team were able to see it before we did, and they said, "Listen, you need to take a call with this company. You're going to need help. You don't know how much help you're going to need yet. You need to check this out." And at that time, we knew nothing about virtual assistants. We knew nothing about Cyberbacker. We didn't know anything about any of it, and so we took the call and ended up hiring our first Cyberbacker, and it has just been a glorious run ever since. Completely changed our world.
So basically in total then, how long have you been working with Cyberbacker?
A little over 2 years now. And it's been a wonderful process to work our way through it. And we had, I think at that time, 5 in-office staffers. And as things have progressed over time, as people have left, we've just replaced them virtually. And it's been a great thing for us economically. It's been a great thing for us from a productivity standpoint. And then the franchise opportunity came along and we gobbled that up as well.
Gosh, just great to hear that everything's going wonderful, the partnership that you have, and now also in franchise that you have with Cyberbacker, of course. Now, but before we talk more about your experience with Cyberbacker, let me ask you, initial thoughts about virtual leverage before you got partnered with Cyberbacker. What were these?
Didn't know what we didn't know. That quality of staff was available to us. We didn't know that the efficiency levels could possibly increase that much. We didn't understand that virtual staff could be as loyal as they are and become part of our family. It may be 12,000 miles away, but just as big a part of our family as anybody. It's crazy.
Love what you mentioned there. Just part of the family, part of the team, of course. Now, talk to me about that extended family, your cyberbackers. And what's it like working with them every day?
So one of the things that we tell our clients and that was told to us was that the cyberbackers, culturally, for the Philippines culture is such a loving and caring culture, and the degree of loyalty that they have is just astounding. And we didn't have any idea about that. And I think it's one of those things that you just discover over time. Mm-hmm. And I think that all of that translates into great relationships, because that's what business is about. It's about creating great relationships. And that's what we've done. That's been our experience.
Sure. Now, you've been working with cyberbackers for 2 years now, is what you mentioned earlier. Let's go back to, let's say, for the first few weeks of working with someone virtual. Was it a big transition for you, or was it a big change for you personally and your business?
It is, because you're used to being at an office with someone sitting, in very close proximity, and you have these conversations. And what we discovered was you have a lot of concerns about the distance, and you have a lot of concerns about the time differentials and things like that. But you figure out ways really quickly to communicate on a highly effective level, and it's really no different at all. We talk with our cyberbackers multiple times a day on Zoom. It's either Zoom, text, Slack. Whatever the channel is irrelevant, because we're constantly in communication with them. And we're at a point now where our team is thinking like we think, and our team is proactive and doing things and seeing things in advance and making things happen. And it's wonderful.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, especially with the fact that a lot of business owners would not really have a fear or probably doubts on how would I communicate with my cyberbacker. But now, because of the great technology that we have Zoom. You can do phone calls with people who are in the Philippines now. You can send text messages, even emails are there already, right? Now, in your partnership with your cyberbackers, then how important, or how did communication play a role then?
It was a challenge at first, because, again, we weren't sure what to do. We weren't sure what would work. But what we found was the more we communicated, the better that it got. So we try and do daily huddles. We try and be available if there are questions. And I tell people, cyberbackers are not like magic unicorns. They don't know everything. They require training, so they understand what we expect. And there's a lot of communication that has to happen in order for that relationship to occur. And we have just worked through it. And I'm very blunt with clients. I tell them, Kelly and I have screwed this up every way there is to screw it up. We have made all the mistakes, and we try and now take all of those mistakes and help our clients not make those mistakes. And it's always about communication. Always. The more you can't over communicate.
100% agree with you there, because I think, especially during the beginning of the partnership, that's the most crucial part. Especially, let's say, first few weeks, first few days, you really have to feel out for each other. For example, like, what's the most comfortable, let's say, communication for you? Let's say, even if it's email, if it's text, then good for you. If it's Zoom, then that's better, right? You really have to feel each other out, especially when establishing that good communication. Yeah.
And I think the other part of that too is that you have to have a really high degree of empathy for each other. And we have to understand that context matters, and that the person on the other end of the computer, or the person on the other end of the phone, they don't understand what we want. So the more we can communicate what we want, the more context we can give them as to why things are important, and exactly what to do, not just in general, give specific instructions. It makes so much difference. But at the end of all that, and it does take some work, and it does take some time, and it does take some effort, at the end of all of it, you have this amazing relationship that where you are winning economically and you're winning from a productivity standpoint, and you get your life back. And that's the difference. Our very first cyberbacker was RV, and RV is still with us today. RV trains a lot, does a lot of training for our other cyberbackers. RV is Kelly's right-hand person, and he literally goes with her on listing appointments, and she has him in her ear on an earbud, and she tells the client, hey, I've got my assistant with me. He's listening. He's taking notes for me. He handles a lot of my paperwork. And so he's with her throughout the whole thing. So when she's finished with the appointment, instead of having to go back to the office and write all the agreements and the contracts and do all of these things, by the time she gets to her car, most of them are already done. They're in a loop. They're ready to be signed by the client. All she has to do is review them, send them, and then she gets to come home instead of go to the office for another hour. So one of the biggest things that has occurred is our quality of life has gotten so much better because of our cyberbackers.
Yes. Quality of life, more time, of course. And again, more time to focus on the things that matter the most, family and growing the business, of course. Now, talking about growing the business, talk to me about your cyberbackers. Let's say tasks. Can you give me like a brief overview of what your cyberbackers help out with in the business?
Absolutely. So RV is the head admin for everything. Jetsy does all of our social media across all of our businesses. We have our newest cyberbacker is Josh. One of our gaps that we had was in lead management, and we found that having a dedicated person to track our leads, to track our database, to assign leads out to the agents and create accountability models and things like that. Josh paid for himself in the first 2 weeks for the year by finding opportunities that were slipping through the cracks. And then we've got Lauren, who is our transaction management person. We're able to create a profit on our transaction management program because of Lauren, and she's just absolutely brilliant at what she does. They all are. And then on the franchise side, I've got Einstein, who does all of my marketing and follow-up and sales and client retention work and all of that. And I've got Marvin, who goes out and he's brilliant at finding the talent out of the pool to get to our clients and helping them train. And so I've just got this incredible team that without them, we could never do what we do. Here's the bottom line, Jello. It allows us to work on our business as opposed to having to work in our business. And that moves the needle.
Gosh, right there, there's already a huge difference there, working on the business and working in the business. And imagine a lot of success in just the past 2 years. That's the exciting part. It's only been 2 years. Imagine what your team can do, let's say in another year, 2 more years, right? That's the exciting part, really. Right?
Oh, I've got huge plans. I plan on having on our team another 8 to 10 cyberbackers in the next 12 months doing work for our team. So it's an exciting time.
Gosh, looking forward to that, of course. Now, before we end today, though, Mike, I also mentioned to you earlier, we have a lot of business owners that are listening right now. If they would ask you, why should I hire a cyberbacker? How would you answer that question?
I kind of just did. A cyberbacker will allow you to work on your business instead of just working in your business. We all know the Pareto principle that 20% of your effort creates 80% of your results. And so if you can focus on that 20%, on the things that move the needle, on the things that create revenue, on the things that create relationships, on the things that lead directly to your profitability of your business, and then take that other 80%, which is a lot of repetitive tasks, it's a lot of administrative work, it's a lot of things that can be done from anywhere. If you can offload that's the busy work that people get caught up in every day that keeps them from being able to advance to the next level in their career. And when you figure out that it's so easy to hire someone to do those things for you at such an incredibly economical cost, it changes your life. And so if you're a business owner and you're interested in in increasing the quality of your life, increasing the quality of your career, increasing your profitability, reach out to Cyberbacker and let them get you to the right people who can help you with that.
And if you value your business, of course, it's an easy decision. Partner with your Cyberbacker today. Now, before we end today, Mike, and for sure, once we have this uploaded online, your Cyberbackers are going to be able to listen to this. So before we end, would you want to give them a quick shout out?
Absolutely. They know who they are. They are the team. They are the ones who make it happen. We love them all and we value them all. And we know every day that they have our back. And that is what matters to us. And it's what makes the relationship with Cyberbacker so great.
Now, we are very, very excited to see the continued success of this partnership. And again, Mike, thank you very much for being on the show today. We really appreciate your time. I hope we can get you back here next time.
You know you can, Jello. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.